Welcome to another episode of Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, and Real Live with your host, myself, Damon the Agent. Today is Friday, May 24th, 2024. I thank you all for joining me each and every Friday at 12 noon. And if you haven't already, please like and share this. And also, follow me on all my social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. You don't stop. Well, as always, I like to begin my show talking about the latest world of real estate. So I'm going to talk about the spring and summer market. I bet you thought right now was not a great time to buy. I mean, who would want to buy right now, right? With the interest rate and everything. Those who don't know, hi, my name is Damon Brockenberry, also known as Damon the Agent with Keller Williams. Actually, right now may be the best one. Right now may be one of the best times of the year to buy, given the upcoming changes to the way that commissions are going to be paid to realtors beginning August 1st. Now, many of you may or may not know, but on August 1st, not every listing you see will have commissions or concessions offered by the seller like we're used to seeing, which means a buyer is going to be responsible for paying an agent's commission when these cases come. Therefore, buying a home later this year may cost many of you thousands of dollars more than buying right now. But you know what I'm saying? I'm going to get into that a little bit. So right now, let me talk about the spring and summer market when it pertains to real estate. Now, right now is May 24th. Next week will be June 1st. As I just mentioned, we're entering the spring and summer market. And also because of what I just said, there are huge changes that are going to come August 1st in roughly 2 months. There are a lot of buyers out here right now that are very aware of what's going to happen. Now, unfortunately, some people have no choice but to wait. But there are many people on the fence saying, oh, should I buy now or should I buy later? Right now is the best time to buy, because if you wait later, like I said, it may cost you more. Sometimes people like to wait for interest rates to go down. They like to see who's going to be the new president. And while they're waiting for all this, there are people out there moving in the world. There's negotiation going on. It's just like every time you get on the highway, there are always cars moving. You ever look on the road, there's always cars going. There's always traffic going. That means the world is always evolving and moving forward. And just like that, the same thing in the real estate world. People are buying houses and selling houses every day. Now, if you want to set yourself up for the school season next year, for those people who have kids who are in school and you want to be in a certain school district or a certain area before August, the time is now. And the reason is timing. You know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned before, whenever a person puts a contract on something, there's a timeline involved. The moment you make an offer, the moment your offer is accepted, time is always of the essence. And when time is of the essence, from once you make the offer to once you put your EMD down, from your home inspection contingency, from your appraisal contingency, from your financial contingency, from the date that you put on there that you're going to settlement, all of that can take roughly about 30 days, which is 1 month. Okay. So right now, and I just said June 1st is next week. 1 month once you go under contract, that'll be like July 1st. And if you don't start looking, that's going to push you to August 1st. And we all know school begins back in the middle of August. So if you're looking to move and get in that school district right now, it's the best time. But also, if you're trying to save money, right now it's the best time also, because the price of houses since the beginning of year have gone up over 5% in certain areas. And I just say in certain areas, depending on where you live at or where you're looking to buy. This is very crucial and critical, because let's just look at a small price like 400,000. 5% is 20,000. So a house that in January 1st that was once 400,000 is 420,000 right now. Now, when people are getting pre-approved for home loans, they might not understand it, but sometimes that $20,000 can be the difference of you getting the home of your dream or the home of your choice. So the more you wait, you may be waiting on interest rate to go down. You may be waiting on to see who the president is going to be. You may be waiting on something, but the longer you wait, prices continue to rise when it pertains to housing. and in many cases for those who are renting, also when people are renting. So right now is the best time to buy because people are moving. Because the days are longer outside, that means when people get off of work at 4, 5, 6 o'clock, the sun is still shining outside. So that means there's more competition out here. So all the better homes are going to have multiple offers. If the house is priced right and it shows well, those houses are going to be snatched up quick. If you don't believe me, go look at some homes, save them as your favorite, and come back and check after a week or two and tell me if they're still there. And you're going to find many of them are gone. And part of the reason is people are out there looking. While some people might be waiting, some people have to move. They don't have a choice. So I think that a lot of times people need to weigh the pros and cons. It is springtime. It is summertime. When that happens, more people are out and about. And when more people are out and about, more people are looking for everything. More people are traveling. More people are out eating. More people are looking for to move. And they're looking at houses. So right now is the best time to start purchasing a home if you plan on having a home this year. If you want your home of choice, and also, like I said, because there are changes that are coming into effect on August 1st, you could save yourself thousands of dollars right now if you make the move and make the decision right now. There's an old saying that say, don't put off tomorrow for what you can do today, because tomorrow may never come. And on top of that, tomorrow may bring tomorrow may also bring the chances that it may no longer be available. So with that being said, the spring and summer market is in full effect, y'all. So I just want y'all to be fully aware of that. And hey, if you need any help, you need any questions answered, I'm here to help. I'm always here to help. So I'll be right back. I'm about to go into my Q&A. And if you have any questions, please feel free to post your questions so I can answer them. I love answering all real estate questions to help those, because your question may be the same question that someone else may have, but they may not have the answer for it. So I'll be right back. Okay, my next part is a Q&A, but I'm going to in the future be adding a part to it called financial literacy. The financial literacy part of this show is going to be to educate people in the realms as far as certain wealth knowledge material, and also in the form of real estate, and also in building, I'm sorry, not real estate, life insurance, and also in the fact of form of building wealth. So this is my Q&A / financial literacy part. So if you have any questions, feel free to post them. First question that I have: if I am looking to purchase a home and I have a huge amount to put down on that home, would I still have to qualify for that amount, or would the amount of my huge deposit cover the difference? Let me summarize this for you all. Basically, what they're saying is, if they see a house in which, let's say it's $1 million, and they have $500,000 to put down on it, do they still have to qualify for $1 million? And the answer to that is no. You only have to qualify for your loan amount when you're purchasing a home. So if you have a huge amount to put down, now if you're going to put a huge amount down and buy and pay it all the way down, that's one thing. Because let's say that house is $1 million, you have $500,000, you're still going to have to cover the down payment and closing costs for that $500,000. But if you have a significant amount to put down on a home, no, you do not have to qualify for the full amount of what that home costs if you have enough to pay the difference. You just have to cover your loan amount. You just have to qualify for your loan amount. So it's a great question. And I thank you all each and every Friday for every question that you'll ask when it pertains to real estate, because like I said, you never know who else may be wondering the same thing. Let me check to see if I have any more Q&A. Hold on. All right. Let me check something real quick. Check my other one. All right. All right. All right, y'all. Let me go back to my Q&A. Okay, that seems to be the only question I have today. Hey, one question is better than none. Let me go into my financial literacy part, y'all. This part right here that I'm about to talk about is an IUL policy, means Index Universal Life Policy. It is a form of life insurance. It is also a financial vehicle for many people that some people are not even aware of. I'm just want to explain it in brief so people can understand. Many people go to Walt Disney World. Many people go to McDonald's. And what many people don't know is, and many people shop at places like J.C. Penney. But do you all know that the founders of all of those companies financed their company through their cash value life insurance policy? It wasn't a business loan that they got. They actually funded it through their life insurance policy. And I'm going to help some of you all to understand how they did that, just like if you all want to in the future do something similar yourself. Now, an IUL policy, like I mentioned to you, is an Index Universal Life policy, but it is a living benefits policy along with a death benefit. Now, some people tend to always like to think that life insurance only means when they pass away that they're leaving their loved ones money to bury them and plus to continue to live on. But the IUL policy is structured differently than a term policy and differently from a whole life policy. It is a policy that you can actually borrow money against, and it is tax free. I mean, I know many people were unaware of that. And here's the thing, and this is what people don't understand. During COVID in 2020, okay, when the world kind of shut down, there were many people in the United States, getting PPP loans. And some people were honest, some people weren't, because people were desperate at the time. People were desperate for money, so they were doing anything that they could to possibly get money. But here's the thing: in some cases, people had to pay that money back. There were also many people who had already had an IUL life insurance policy, and they borrowed against their policy. Actually, they took the cash value, some of the cash value from their policy, tax free, didn't have to pay it back, and it was actually more than what the PPP loan would actually giving them, depending on your policy that you had. And because of this, the way it was structured and it was already in place, many people continue to live comfortably and didn't have the need to live in desperation like some people who were going after the PPP loan. And I say it all this to say is that the more knowledge that we have, it's in the Bible that my people perish because of the lack of knowledge. And I'm just trying to spread knowledge to many people so people can understand. If you want to know more about this IUL policy, please reach out to me. I can always direct you to the appropriate people. I am affiliated with a company that actually helps people with this and structuring things. But it was mind blowing to me, you all, to learn about Walt Disney, who started Disneyland and Disney World, to learn about Roger, was it Kroger, who started McDonald's. And it was also about the guy from J.C. Penney, that they actually started their company through their cash value life insurance policy. Because I mean, a lot of us are not financial literate in the form of understanding, especially in our community. When many of us we were raised to get money. And then once we got the money, we were raised to pay bills, And some people get their money and they do what they want with the money, whether they pay bills or travel or buy clothes or whatnot. But many of us didn't learn about investing the money and making the money grow for us, and then living off the dividends and the growth of the money while we still have that money. So because of that, it's part of the reason why I decided to add this segment to my show, Financial Literacy, because when I speak to people, I find myself sometimes educating people, in which I don't mind educating people on anything, whether it's real estate or whatever the case may be. But there are some things that some people didn't know. And if they knew, they would do better. So I want to encourage everyone. I don't care what age you are, whether you are 1 or 101, to look into an IUL life insurance policy. Like I said, I can redirect you if need be, but I'm just trying to help people to get the financial literacy that they need. Next week, I'm going to come back and talk about annuities for those who don't know. But today is IUL. So again, IUL is an Index Universal Life Policy. It is a policy that is structured for living benefits. That means while you are alive, That means if you have a stroke, if you get Alzheimer's disease, if you get a chronic illness, this policy actually pays you, you know. But of course, you have to invest into the policy for a certain time period. And the time period is usually anywhere from 3 months up to 2 years. After that, you can actually see the cash grow as it goes by the S&P index, and all these things. But it is a beautiful policy. And there are many people, if you saw their financial portfolio and you saw that they got this policy 5, 10 years ago, you'll be like, wow, they have that much money. And that's why sometimes people can be working the same job and you can have a colleague or coworker who lives a totally different lifestyle. You can be getting paid a certain amount and they can be living in a nice house, taking nice vacation. You wonder, like, how are they doing that? Because y'all make the same amount. But it's about what you do with your money. See, it's not always how much money you make. It's about what you do with your money. That determines the lifestyle that you live. Getting money and spending it right away doesn't mean that you're going to always be able to do that. But getting money and trying to enhance your money could put you in a position later on to live the lifestyle that you want to live. So I just wanted to say that because this financial literacy segment of my show will be weekly now. And again, today I'm talking about the IUL life insurance policy. It is a very good policy. If you don't know about it, Google it. If you don't believe me, Google it. IUL life insurance policy. And you will see that it's a living benefit as long as a death benefit, meaning your loved one still can reap, the money if and when you pass away. But while you are alive, don't you want to, if you're investing in something, be able to pull from it? And that's why the IUL has been structured that way. But again, if you'd like more information about it, please feel free to reach out to me. I can, educate you more and also direct you to the appropriate places. So that is the segment on that. And I'm going to be back with my topic of today. Now, my topic of today is power. Power and control. And I'm not talking about power like the show Power that was on Stars. I'm talking about money giving people the mindset that they have power and control, and also people being in certain positions on their job feeling like they have power and control. Many years ago, I used to work at this company. I'm not going to name the company, but me personally, when I worked at this company, there were certain people who were in title positions above me, and their attitude was they felt like they was in control or they had power. I saw where these people would try to use their position to um, with other colleagues, try to solicit sex for those colleagues to get certain favors. I saw that because they had a certain position that they were very arrogant and everything. So they thought that they were somewhat better than people. But what bothered me was that I felt like I was smarter than these people. They were in higher position than me and they were getting paid more. So I had to do something. But the one thing I want to say is that when you have money or title, it shows you who people are. The more money you have, or if you have no money, it shows you who people really are. The same thing goes for people who have titles and positions. They get these positions and they feel like they're better than certain people. They feel like they're in control of certain things, and it all because they have lacked something in their life. There's a void missing within them. That's why they have to, be the way they are. Like some people get money and unfortunately, like P. Diddy, you know what I'm saying, get money, and then you treat people a certain type of way, and you think you're better than people. I heard, and I don't know if it's true, that he was fussing and cussing at his own mother. And I'm pretty sure when he was growing up, he probably had the mindset that he wanted to help his mother out one day. Then once he started getting money, he probably did start helping his mother. But then he started getting, money and titles can go to people's head. But what people fail to realize is the same way that you rise, it's the same way that you fall. And there's a saying is never look down on a person on your way up, because them same people you look down on will be the same people to see you when you fall. And I say that to say that, people need to change their attitudes about so much, because your attitude sets your altitude. You can't be in certain positions and titles and think that you're in control of other people, you're in control of everyone else, all because you can't control what's going on in your life. Because that's what it is a lot of time. People can't control what's going on in their life, so they feel good about controlling what's going on in everyone else. Like, that's why a lot of times they say the saying, misery loves company. And that's why when people talk about their problems, very, very few people want to help you, but a lot of people want to hear your problems because it makes them to feel good and to feel better that you have problems and that you're doing bad. Because that's how some people are. They thrive off of other people's downfalls or negativity. That's why you got to be careful of who you talk to, because some of the people you talking to, they're listening to you, but they're not really there to help, you know. And I say that to say that when it pertains to power, position, people just want control. People want to be in certain positions, even when it pertains to people running for election. It's about the power. That's why some people want to run. It's not about the position. It's not about, you know, helping others really. It's more so about themselves. So when these people are in the position of power and they want to feel like they're in control, do like I did when I used to work. I didn't care about the title, because you're still a human being to me. That's how I looked at it. You still bleed like me. You still go to the bathroom like me. So I treated people based off how they treated me, not their position. And then if they try to bring up certain things, I'll say, oh, so you try and use your position the same way you got that job, you can lose that job. And if you lose that job, then where you gonna be? Same position as me. And that's what people fail to realize. Just like Puffy went up, he's on a downward spiral to crash. And his time is coming. And unfortunately, we don't want to wish bad on anyone. But the way that he treated some of those women he was with, like Cassie that we saw in that video, he wouldn't want nobody treating his mother that way. He wouldn't, or I don't know. He probably didn't care about his mother because I heard he was fussing his mother. But put it like this: most men, most people don't want their daughters, sisters, cousins, mothers, grandmothers, uncle, girlfriend, wife to be abused by another man. And part of that is because of his ego. Because ego is something, with men. The thing, and not just with men, with people in general, but especially with men. Men are very egotistical. That's why some women, if you can stroke a man's ego, you can get what you want from him. That's why people tell people. I heard my pastor talking about couples, about if you stroke your man's ego, you get what you want, and that's true because as men, we're egotistical. We always like to feel like we're the man. But then outside of the relationship, you have people who have these egos on the job. You have these people who think they got a title and they better, and that you're supposed to listen to them and you're supposed to worship them. And that's how they feel because they have a title. And not because when they go home, they ain't nothing. Unfortunately, they ain't nothing when they go home. So they got to come on their job and feel big because they don't get treated with love and respect at home, or they grew up like that. Because unfortunately, in some positions of authorities, what I'm saying, and y'all know who I'm talking about when I said some of these positions out here in authority, that's why some of them act like that, because as they grew up, they were nothing. So when they get older, they got to get a position of authority and then try to throw their authority on people because they were nothing and they couldn't do it. So they stand behind the title and in some cases a badge. And I just say that to say that power is what people look for out here, and control, because they have no power in their life and no control of what's going on in their life. But you have power and control of what goes on in your life, regardless of who you encounter. Understand, we have the decision that we go left or right is going to take us somewhere. But we decided on going left or right. Same thing when you deal with people and when you say yes and no. You know what I'm saying? Everything has a reaction to your action. So I just wanted to say, the people who are in power and control, the same way you go up, you will come down. And that's all I have to say. I'll be right back for my recap, y'all. Yes. So my recap today was about the spring and summer housing market. Now it's a great time to buy. The reason is for numerous reasons. Prices are steady going up while you're waiting. And on top of that, in August, there's going to be a new structure of how agents are buying. And again, some people may say, oh, I'll just go to the listing agent. I won't even pay the buyer's agent. But the listing agent fiduciary duty is always to the seller. So you really think they're going to look out for you? Some of you are going to find out the hard way, unfortunately, and you're going to realize that it's worth paying that agent. But at the same time, things are going to become a little bit more pricier if your agent doesn't know how to negotiate for you. So, but I'm always here. You can always reach out to me. I'm here to help. I'm here to help all sellers, all buyers in Maryland, DC, and Virginia, DC, and Maryland, DC, Virginia, Maryland, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. I'm here. I'm licensed in all 3 states, but I have connections to all 50 states. I'm here. So just want to let you know. And again, I talked about financial literacy, in which I talked about the IUL, which is the Index Universal Life Policy. For those who don't know, that it's a great vehicle to put your finances through, tax-free, and also for your money to grow. And as it grows, you can borrow against it. The cash value, take it out because it's your money. Hey, we can talk and elaborate more on that. If you like, please reach out to me. Just inbox me, DM me. I'm always here to help, like I said. And then I just talked about power. Power and control is a big thing, people. Whether you realize that sometimes in people's relationship, there's a power struggle going on between couples. And sometimes the power struggle that's going on between couples is because someone wants control, And the same thing happens in the workplace. The same thing happens in politics. And the same thing happens when people get a whole bunch of money. Titles go to people's heads, money go to people's head. People think they're bigger and better than everyone else, but truth be told, they're not. They're just trying to fill a void of what's going on in their life, And that because many times they were nothing or nobody, so they got to prove that there's somebody to you. And they do it to anybody, and it doesn't work out what's best for them. So I just wanted to share that. Again, please follow me on all social media platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. You don't stop. I thank you all for joining me. I will see you all next Friday, same time. Happy Memorial Day, everyone, and I shall see you all soon. Thank you.